A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We warmly welcome you all to University of Moratuwa Research Week 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, let me quote the first man to walk on moon, Neil Armstrong. So Neil Armstrong once said, "Research is creating new knowledge." So this quote beautifully captures the essence of why all of us are gathered here today. It is because through the research that we unlock the doors of innovation, solve pressing social challenges, and lay the foundation for a better and a brighter future. So this week, as we unfold the fourth chapter of the UOM Research Week, today is the most happening day of the Research Week 2024, signifying the inauguration of Research Week and Postgraduate Day. Research Week 2024 is a product of the leadership of Faculty of Graduate Studies with the collaboration of other 5 faculties: Faculty of Architecture, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Business, Faculty of Information Technology, and Faculty of Medicine. So I invite everyone to engage with the entire week to witness the essence of Research Week 2024. So ladies and gentlemen, now it's a time to start our event formally. So before we move on with the today's lineup, let me introduce the financial pillars of the Research Week 2024. I thank all the sponsors for their financial assistance, which emphasize the importance of researching. Specifically, we thank Commercial Bank, our platinum sponsor, BAM Green and INSEE EcoCycle, our silver sponsors, our bronze sponsors, and food and beverage sponsors of this event. We Research Week 2024 Organizing Committee truly appreciate their generous support. So now let's take a quick look at the message of our platinum sponsor, Commercial Bank.
In Sri Lanka's financial landscape, Commercial Bank stands out as the trailblazer in sustainability. As the country's first carbon-neutral bank, our commitment goes beyond buzzwords. It influences our actions and services. In this moment, we unveil a fresh identity, symbolizing our unwavering pledge for a sustainable tomorrow. Join us by making conscious banking choices a seamless part of your financial experience. Commercial Bank, creating a sustainable future.
That's our platinum sponsor, Commercial Bank. Now, I graciously invite the Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, Professor Ruwan Gopura, to welcome and address the gathering. Professor, over to you.
Very good morning, everyone. Chairman, University Grant Commission, Professor Seneviratne, Vice Chancellor, University of Moratuwa, Professor Niranjan Gunawardena, Registrar, all deans, other officers, fellow researchers, and I think students are also here, students. It is with great pleasure and immense pride that I welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of the University of Moratuwa Research Week 2024. As mentioned, this is the 4th version. We initiated Research Week in 2021. On behalf of the university, I extend a warm welcome to our keynote speaker for the day, Professor Seneviratne, Chairman, University Grant Commission, Sri Lanka, whose esteemed presence and insight will undoubtedly enrich this event. I also extend my heartfelt welcome to Vice Chancellor, University of Moratuwa, all deans, the registrar, head of the department, and distinguished faculty members, students, as well as the fellow researchers. A special welcome goes to our collaborators, industry partners, as well as our sponsors and practitioners joining us in this remarkable initiative. This year, we celebrate the 4th edition of the Research Week, as mentioned earlier, under the theme, Connecting Academic Practitioners and Society, Breaking Silos and Collaborating Toward a Wider Impact on the Society. These themes reflect our vision to transcend disciplinary boundaries, foster collaboration, and ensure that our research generates transformative outcome for society. Over the next 8 days, we will witness a vibrant event designed to celebrate research, ignite curiosity, and encourage interdisciplinary discussions. We have 4 international conferences, as mentioned earlier, as well as 2 symposium, including medical faculty symposium. I think it's annual session, first in this time. In addition to that, we have different other research-related activities. Later, I think direct research will explain comprehensively all of those activities. I would like to highlight the unique platforms such as student researcher program targeting school children. We thought that research should start from the kids level. So this time, last time also, we had student researcher programs for school children. So this time we invited students of grade 8 and 9. In addition to that, during the research week, we have presentation sessions of those students. In addition to that, we have industry forum today evening at the Trace Expert City, aligning with our theme of the research week, breaking silos and collaborating towards a wider impact on the society. In order to impact on the society, we have to think about not only the academic side, but the budding researchers as well as the industry. So that's why we have incorporated all the related stakeholders in this event. This event would not have been possible without the support of all our staff members, including team of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, as well as Research Week Organizing Committee, as well as our senior management. So once again, I would like to welcome all to the Research Week 2024. Together, let us break silos. Aligning with the team, together, let us break silos, build bridges, and pave the way for impactful collaboration for the betterment of our nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Then I cordially invite the Director, Office of Research, Professor Buddhika Jayasekara, to introduce the UOM Research Week.
Good morning to all. Research Week, University of Moratuwa 2024, organized by University of Moratuwa with the theme of connecting academics, practitioners, society, breaking silos, and collaborating towards wider impact on the society. You have seen the glimpse of all activities. I will try to align with the schedule. This is the overview. There is a series of events, conferences, research discussions, student events, presentations, series of research activities. I will go one by one. The first day, we have a keynote speaker. We have prominent personnel, our UGC chairman, Professor Seneviratne. He will discuss about promoting research culture in the university system. It's a very relevant topic, and followed by interactive discussion. Hope we will be able to utilize it fully. And followed by today afternoon, we have industry forum. In addition to that, today we have postgraduate day. There we have research methodology session by Professor Nilesh Pereira and fireside chat by series of prominent personnel. And in the afternoon, we have 3-minute research thesis competition, followed by finally academic writing practices by Dr. Ranga Rodrigo. That is the first day. In second day, we have international conference on business research organized by Faculty of Business and data visualization camp focusing on visualizing science. In addition to that, we have research launch by Professor Mahesh Jayavira. In addition to that, there is a conference on application location-based services to intelligent transportation systems with international collaboration. In third day, we have international conference on information technology research organized by Faculty of Information Technology. In addition to that, international conference of Faculty of Architecture research Unit Conference 2024, organized by Faculty of Architecture. And another conference, that is International Conference on Highway Engineering Transportation Systems, together with Transport Research Forum. And next day, we have Data Science for Development Social Good, research discussion. More importantly, we have Human Library presented by Professor Mettika with N.A.K.P.J. It would be very useful session. And it is the second day of International Conference on Information Technology Research and the second day for the Faculty of Architecture International Conference. Seventh day, it is the third day of Faculty of Architecture Research Conference. And 10th, we have ERU Symposium, Engineering Research Unit Symposium, and Student Researcher Program to promote students, school level, to think about research and way forward. And more importantly, we have research showcase by undergraduate students, research students, staff, along with ERU poster presentation. And finally, we share success stories from University of Moratuwa. And 11th, day 7, we have again continuation of our ERU Symposium and annual academic sessions of medical faculty research. And again, we are continuing with research showcase by undergraduate staff, research students, followed by success stories. And the final day, there is a discussion industry forum organized by Center for Disaster Resilience and inaugural lecture by Professor Indigo de Silva. More importantly, final event will be panel discussion. Its focus is connecting academics, practitioners, silos, how to break, collaborating towards wider impact on the society, how to way forward with the current status, and all deans and relevant officials get together and we could discuss how to improve research at University of Moratuwa. Hope you'll enjoy the research week. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for that detailed outline. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now have a look at our silver sponsors, BAM Green and INSEE EcoCycle, who have recognized the importance of research and development and the impact of the Research Week towards the national development. Let's have a quick look at their videos now.
Welcome to BAM Green, the pioneers in domestic and industrial solar energy systems in Sri Lanka, together with exclusive warranties and outstanding after-sales services. BAM Green offers you a wide range of solar energy solutions with high-quality European products, together with exclusive warranties and outstanding after-sales services. Our engineering, technical and customer care teams will take care of your projects from start to completion. From inspections, system designs and installations of solar PV systems, wind power and hybrid solutions, we handle complete systems integrations. Talk to one of our solar consultants to discuss your project and help save our earth. Go green with BAM Green.
INSEE has been operating its waste management arm, INSEE EcoCycle, since 2003. With global expertise in waste management, at INSEE EcoCycle, we provide sustainable environmental solutions to manage industrial waste of your organization. We are the premium waste solution services provider in Sri Lanka with the scheduled waste management license to collect, transport, process and eliminate hazardous and non-hazardous industrial waste safely. We act in line with the National Environmental Protection and Quality Regulations while complying with international health and safety standards. Being part of the region's largest waste management business, we provide a multitude of services to waste generators, from waste profiling to waste treatment. We currently extend us along with government institutions in Sri Lanka. Provides chemical and physical composition with the previously agreed specifications. Our pre-processing facility treats different waste streams using a series of customized technologies to produce a homogeneous material compatible for co-processing in the cement kiln. EcoCycle's waste analytical laboratories in Putlam and Katunayaka are built to strengthen the pre-processing quality control of the waste materials fed country. INSEE EcoCycle is awarded numerous local and global certifications. By joining hands with us, you contribute to the country's sustainable development and to make Sri Lanka waste-free. Together, we strive to protect, preserve, and restore the environment for the next generation.
With that, we are now all set to commence the 4th edition of the Research Week 2024. Now, I graciously invite the Vice Chancellor of University of Moratuwa, Professor Niranjan Gunawardena, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. Our keynote speaker is Professor Seneviratne. He went outside to answer a call from the Prime Minister. So I will go ahead with my speech anyway. Senior Professor Kapila Seneviratne, UGC Chairman, distinguished guests, the Deans and Registrar, senior academics, practitioners, students and members of the University of Moratuwa community. A warm welcome to Research Week 2024. This marks the 4th edition of our university's flagship event that unites academia, industry, and society to celebrate the transformative power of research. It is a privilege to address you as we embark on this exciting journey of discovery and collaboration. The theme for this year's Research Week, Connecting Academics, Practitioners and Society, Breaking Silos and Collaborating for a Wider Impact, which reflects our core-mission. At the University of Moratuwa, we believe that research is not confined to laboratories and libraries. It is a dynamic force that bridges gaps, fosters collaboration, and delivers tangible societal benefits. This week is a testament to our dedication to these principles. We are immensely proud of our achievements in research and innovation. Ranked number 1 in Sri Lanka for research environment by the Times Higher Education, our university continues to excel as a small institution making a significant impact on the global stage. Now, Research Week 2024, which is running from December 3rd today to 12th, is packed with enriching events designed to inspire, educate, and connect. There are several international conferences, which includes the 7th International Conference on Business Research, the 9th International Conference on Information Technology Research, and the 17th International Conference of the Faculty of Architecture. And further, joining for the first time, the Faculty of Medicine hosts its annual academic sessions 2024. There are 16 additional events as well for diverse audiences, which include research method sessions and data visualization camp to build impactful research skills. The 3MT competition, challenging postgraduate students to present their research in 3 minutes. Discussions like the fireside chat on AI and mixed reality, and a multidisciplinary panel with all faculty deans. Unique initiatives such as the Human Library and Research Lounge, fostering open dialogue. the Student Researcher Program, mentoring young researchers and inspiring school children. The Industry Forum at Trace Expert City, connecting academic research with industrial needs. Research is therefore at the heart of who we are, shaping our identity and driving societal progress. The Faculty of Graduate Studies, with the support of Office of Research, plays a pivotal role in ensuring that research outcomes lead to meaningful change and economic transformation. A special thanks to organizing team for their tireless efforts in making this event possible. I urge everyone to immerse themselves in the sessions, connect with peers, and explore opportunities for collaboration. Together, let us push the boundaries of knowledge and innovation. I also thank Professor Seneviratne, who is UGC chairman. I think he said yes when I approached him at Prime Minister's office, just to inform him of our intention to invite him for the Research Week 2024. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, everybody. I wish you all successful and inspiring Research Week 2024.
Thank you, sir. Now I cordially invite Professor Gayatri Ranatunga, the chairperson of the Research Week 2024, to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good morning to all of you. It is my honor to introduce the keynote speaker, Professor N.A.K.P.J. Seneviratne, Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Sri Lanka. Senior Professor Kapila Seneviratne, a distinguished academic leader and researcher, currently serves as the Chairman of the University Grants Commission of Sri Lanka, following an illustrious academic career spanning over 2 decades. Before he assumed the duties of Chairman of UGC, he served as the Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies at the University of Kelaniya. He was the Dean of the Faculty of Science from 2014 to 2017 and was the Chairman of the Research Council at the same university. He graduated from the University of Kelaniya in 1990 with a BSc Honours in Chemistry and earned PhD at Wayne State University, USA in 1997. He completed postdoctoral research at the University British Columbia, Canada in 1999, which further solidified his expertise. Professor Seneviratne's academic journey reflects a dedication to excellence in chemistry. He was awarded the Chartered Chemist by the Royal Society of Chemistry, United Kingdom, which recognizes the experienced practicing chemist who has demonstrated an in-depth knowledge of chemistry. He is also titled the Honorary Fellow, Institute of Chemistry, Ceylon. He has received prestigious fellowships, including the Commonwealth Fellowship from the University of Leeds, UK in 2010, and the Fulbright Fellowship from the University of MIT Amherst, USA. Identifying Professor Seneviratne's significant research contributions, the National Science Foundation of Sri Lanka awarded him the Support Scheme for Supervision of Research Degree Award in 2018 and 2019, given to supervisors of postgraduate research degrees in recognition of their service to the nation. Knowing for his impactful research on improving the quality of coconut oil and exploring alternative edible oils, Professor Seneviratne's research findings made invaluable contribution to the nation, improving food habits, food preservation, and enhancing public health in Sri Lanka. Today, we are honored to hear from a scholar whose leadership and research continue to drive innovation in science and education. Professor Seneviratne's journey is a testament to a belief that through a dedication and a pursuit of excellence, one can genuinely shape and inspire the future of their profession and, more importantly, future generations. Sir, I cordially invite you to deliver the keynote speech. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be here. I'm truly honored. And as Professor Gunawardena mentioned, and that was my first invitation as the UGC chairman. He informed me well ahead of time, but I went to other places, one or two before this, but I must mention that that is the first invitation, and I was truly excited. At the same time, this reminds me, and this is my second visit to University of Moratuwa. And the first visit is about 40 years ago. As a student, I came here to play a cricket match. And this is the second time. And I know that University of Moratuwa is a high-ranking, top-ranking, prestigious university. And also, I know that there are a lot of well-educated, well-established academics, scholars, good researchers in this university. So, talking about the research culture here could be quite redundant, because you all know. So, I would rather have a short discussion later after presenting certain observations that I have made throughout my academic journey. The other thing I want to mention is that when I'm there at UGC, sitting there in my chair, and I feel that this university is not existent. And don't take me wrong, and I'm going to praise you, because when I'm there, quite often I receive is all anonymous letters, petitions, teachers blaming students, students blaming teachers, teachers blaming teachers, and so on. Every day. But I don't hear anything from Moratuwa. And so they show their existence by these conferences, research, and so on. And I want to know this secret formula or some magic equation that Professor Gunawardena has. And I want to know that, because that will be very important to me. Yeah, that is what I notice here. And talking about research a little bit, when you think of, universities, and our job is to do teaching and do research, and when it comes to research, okay, teaching, let's say, teaching is, you are teaching the knowledge, so transferring it to the students, and it can be existing knowledge, or you can generate knowledge and teach. And so knowledge generation is part of our duty. So, and that is through research. And so there is a nice flow of things when you look at it. Say, we are here as researchers and conduct research, and we publish our findings in prestigious journals, and after some time, certain people will write books based on our findings. So those are textbooks. And those textbooks will come to the classroom. So we teach them. So it is a very nice cycle. So the universities are different from other many places because we are generating new knowledge. So And talking about research, and we have to give the credit, full credit, to those who have been on earth before, and thanks to their research, we are here today. It doesn't mean that this research is just laboratory research or some technology developments. And it goes to several, even some 100,000 years ago. Say a man on earth is moving around and eating something and it is poisonous. You drop dead. And then others will get information about it, right? Okay, we should not eat it. So look at this. When you look at it, there are a lot of findings, even if it's not reported. People have come up to today through all the research that we have done, the mankind. And not only that, sometimes researcher, him or herself, is the guinea pig. And that person is dead, and the others will get the knowledge and move forward. So when you think of it, research, generating new knowledge, is a beautiful thing. And the knowledge we have, let's assume it's a big ocean, and you take knowledge from this ocean, and you add knowledge to this ocean, but still, ultimately, it improves. It improves further. It doesn't go down. So that is the beauty of the knowledge we generate. So, talking about research culture encompasses various behaviors, values, expectations, attitudes among all the involved parties in the university system. So this includes everybody, including vice chancellor, deans, heads, academics, as well as students. So all of them are components of research culture in a university. So it is a collective effort. And the other thing is that even the administrators as registrars and bursars are also a part of this research culture. And they should be very aware of what is going on as research in the university and should be prepared to support them. And not only that, for example, deans are appointed by voting. So it is the job of all the academics. So you have a part to play in research culture if you want to be a part of it. So the administrators and all of them can support, and you can pick them. So that is a beautiful thing. So few things. First of all, I want to tell you about, let's look at this system and why people do research. There are so many reasons. And one thing is they want to do a PhD or a higher degree, so they do research. And people do research to get promotions and gain recognition. And those are reasons. But some people do research merely for intellectual joy. And that is the kind of people we need who will be able to sustain the research culture in a university. So those are the people we need in the university system. Those who do research even after retirement, or those who do research after becoming somebody, or after becoming a professor. And that's not the end of the journey. So those are the people we need to improve the research culture of a university. And conducting research, just the basic things, and people do it for gaining new knowledge, economic development, development of new products and processes, improvements to existing systems, and technology development. And the knowledge people gain through various ways, for example, surveys, questionnaires, market research, laboratory research, and also analysis of secondary data. So as you all know, and especially Moratuwa and engineering and technology, and you cannot buy technology. If you can buy technology, or if you can read technology, that should be old technology, right? New technology is something that you should always develop. Somebody will not develop it for you and give it free. So Moratuwa is a place where they can do a lot of research to develop this technology. So technology is not available in textbooks. Okay, that is something. And also research and innovations, as you understand, is extremely important for national development, economic development, sustainable growth of an economy. So we have to think now and how to proceed. Now, let's say we used to have this buying and selling economy, but we have to transfer it to research and development economy, where the research and development and innovations can contribute immensely to the future economy. So in that case, multidisciplinary research approach is also important. And I know that Moratuwa used to have a kind of a disadvantage in university ranking and so on. Earlier it was just engineering university, and now they have different faculties, so they are contributing a lot. So despite the fact that they are still a small university, they are doing really well in ranking, and I notice. So it is a praiseworthy thing to mention here. And to start, first of all, about good research culture, research ethics is something very important. And there should be a ethics review committee in a university, and that will be a very good starting point. And I know when we at Kelaniya started the ethics review committee, medical faculty had it some long time ago, but then we wanted to establish ethics review committee for other faculties, and people just starting to hate us because they think it is another policeman or another red tape where you stop doing research. So that is where we have to develop attitudes with time, and we had to highlight the fact that it is not to stop your progress. And when you are publishing papers internationally, always you need ethical clearance. And there should be a committee in the university to give ethical clearance, otherwise those papers will not be accepted. So little by little, and still people think that you have to hide something. The job of an ethics review committee is to say how to do it, if it is how to do it ethically. It's not going to stop you from doing anything. So that attitude should be developed. So it is a part of research culture. And when it comes to ethics, first of all, and I see there are three important stages where ethics is important in research. Number one, writing research proposals. When you write a research proposal and you do a big literature survey, and then one thing sometimes we notice is that you hide some very relevant publications, right? Because you want to indicate that this is outstanding. No one has ever done anything before, and this is very unique. But it is not the approach of a good research culture. You can cite them carefully and take what is missing, and that's the research gap, instead of covering certain details. I can remember one incident, and as when I was introduced, I was doing this oil chemistry, and there was a proposal that I got for evaluation, and I evaluated, and I noticed that I have done some very similar studies, but no papers have been cited, mine. But it is a conflict of interest because I am the one who is evaluating it. I cannot get angry or upset, so I recommended it. But the other reviewer, when we went to the panel, has rejected it because the author or the writer or the applicant has not indicated my research. So, and the question was, so you approved it and that person rejected just because it's not there? So anyway, the funny story is that you can always include them, it is okay. You can always find a research gap rather than saying it is the brilliant idea that is going to win the Nobel Prize. Okay, so those things are there in the university system. That means suppression of certain findings when you write a research proposal. That is something which is very common that we notice when we evaluate proposals and so on. So that is about proposals, but you are very serious and experienced academics, and when you are working with our students and so on, I'm not blaming students, okay? And I'm saying, and you must have seen a lot of things happening. Say, for example, collection of data and analyzing data without controls, omitting controls that have been, pointed out, and always wrong sample size is a very common thing, and this is very common, and you may not be having some faculties like social sciences and humanities, and that is a common disease they have, because the wrong sample size. You have bright ideas, brilliant ideas, but you will never be able to publish it because people will ask, oh, you did the bright study, but with 10 people, it's not going to work. Okay, we cannot accept it. So those are big issues in the, and it is in a way unethical to start your research without considering the sample size, because if you don't consider the sample size, what you are going to do is to incorporate your personal opinion, because not depend on the correct number of samples, and also selecting what to observe. You select what to observe. And you are very familiar with election time surveys and so on, and you pick your samples in a way that one person will say, this party is going to get 90% votes in Colombo, and the other person will say it is 10%. And you cannot have two results if you pick the sample correctly. So those things are there. And the other unethical things in conducting research is editing or making up data, reporting only positive results and not the negative results, or things like that. Those are very common, and using people's words instead of, analyzing them, and also failing to report negative results. So those are the things that we can teach our students when we are conducting research. And the other thing is publications. The other stage where we got to be ethical should be based on solid scientific principles. We are not publishing just because we are having some emotions about a certain view. So, and these scientific principles are not limited to just science subjects, right? And it is common for arts as well. And here we have a very big responsibility, because we are university academics, and people in this society believe that we are well educated and they are ready to listen to whatever we say. So we have a big responsibility to tell the right thing. And people need quick answers, and they think it's a fairy tale. oil is good or bad, or it's giving heart attacks or not. And that's the simple thing they want. But it is not the truth. So we have to always tell the truth. And I saw it in a newspaper that, these apples, and they say, I cannot say who said it, but a well-established person, is 90% of the content is poison in the apple. So then people don't buy apples. But the thing is, 90% is water in the apple, right? It's not poison. And even Gramoxone, that poison, contains 0.05 or 0.5% poison. So how can an apple have 90% poison? So this kind of stories you will see. So as academics, we have to be very careful when we are dealing with public and telling things. Just tell the truth. Maybe it's not very, okay, the truth may not be very exciting, but we always have to tell the truth. So that responsibility is there, especially when we are publishing in non-refereed media, right? Newspapers and so on. So anyway, so those are certain things. And the other things we notice in publications is duplicate publications. Same article in two places is very common, and same publication content under different titles, and fragmented publications, you break it into two and publish again. And also extend a study which is already there and add something and publish. And if you have evaluated promotion applications, and you must have seen those. So that is not the culture, research culture we want to establish. So, and talking about university ranking, Times Higher Education ranking is a respectable ranking scheme, and it is a pleasure to see that the University of Colombo, University of Peradeniya, University of Sri Jawadanapura, University of Kelaniya, and also University of Moratuwa, and all those are now ranked in this ranking scheme. So we have to go ahead and improve our ranking. Now still we are not up to thousands, right? And it's still not there. So we have to try our best. And when we try that, the research is the number one thing. So if you look at the ranking criteria, Times Higher Education ranking, only 30% goes to teaching and other things. And the rest is directly, 70% is directly and indirectly research. It's all about research. So research environment, research quality, and your industry partnerships, those are through research certainly, and even international outlook is related to research. If we don't do any research at all, and we cannot have a good international outlook. So this ranking, I think all the universities now have to focus on this ranking, Times Higher Education ranking. We have to study these criteria carefully, and we have to try our best to get better ranking, making it better and better in the Sri Lankan university system. So, and also we have webometric rankings, and but as you all know, and we all say University Colombo, Peradeniya, SJP, Runa, Moratuwa, Kelaniya, and all those are ranked by webometrics as well. But webometrics is not strictly based on research or anything, and there are certain categories which can be manipulated in this ranking, and like establishing backlinks and so on. And rather than doing research and you try your best to establish backlinks to get better ranking, is not a good idea. So let's not worry about this ranking, and I promise you we'll not publish webometric rankings in UGC websites anymore. Let's go for Times Higher Education ranking. So that is quality ranking that we are talking about. So the other thing, establishing research culture, one important thing is the universities should have a very good authorship policy to protect academics or supervisors as well as students. Maybe Moratuwa doesn't experience such things, but sometimes students publish without informing supervisors, and when supervisors are in a hurry to get promotions, they don't include the name of students. So there should be a very good authorship policy in a university, and so this is very important to cover academics, technical staff, junior researchers, research students, and everybody should be covered by the research authorship policy. So in that way, and you know this great taxonomy, there is a taxonomical way, and people define what should be included, who should be included in the authorship, right? So we can follow that, so that we can adopt it to the authorship policy of a university. So it is very important. Some of those claims for the authorship can be conceptualization, methodology, experimental design, research supervision, and writing research grants, investigation, data analysis. So a lot of categories, but there are certain categories that should not be included, and I will tell you about those things as well. And certain common observations of the research culture of a university. We have different researchers, okay? And this is not a criticism, but an observation. And I might fall into one of those categories as well, and we all might be. So some people give up research after completion of the PhD. So that is the end of your research career. And then some people, after getting promotions, they give up research. And some after getting administrative positions. Could be me, like me. I'm trying my best to write papers even now. And also, have you noticed that, you know, in the society, in the research culture, in a university, I don't know the real name for these people, but research mudalalis. Who are those people? They have huge number of publications, but they don't do research at all. But they can be big bosses. Like me, if I ask all my students and my department, hey, if you are publishing a paper, my name should be there, right? Totally unethical, right? And you see the number of publications coming, and I'm sure you don't even have time to read the abstract of it when you look at these numbers. So that kind of research publications could be important for the individual, but it's not good for the research culture, right? Yeah, and also you might have, okay, I have a big laboratory established at Kelaniya. I would say, if anybody is using my lab, using any equipment, my name should be there, right? So that kind of research attitude is wrong. It's just lending something doesn't make you an author to the publication. So work hard, and if you are analyzing something for them, just not the result, then you analyze it and tell them what to do, what changes should be done. Do some intellectual contribution. If not, you will fall into the category research mudalali. And we have seen that kind of people. And also, we have, I'm not pointing out someone, it's a common observation, you must have seen them, right? And the other thing is, there are people who manipulate the H index. Have you seen those people? The H index is a big thing, and people talk about H index. If you have a very high H index, you are good in research. It is a good indicator, but not all the time now. Now, people started manipulating that too. You can establish a big research network, okay, and foreign and local and so many. And you all come up with an agreement. If you are publishing, my name is there. Big network. There's not much contribution, but hundreds of papers. Okay, so those things are also there. So those are also detrimental to the genuine research culture of a university. Not only that, I don't know, you will blame me for saying this, only review is also not a good idea. You are doing only review articles. Yes, review articles are cited a lot. People cite it because it is easy to cite a review article than reading a paper. But the thing is, if you are not generating primary data as a university researcher, and if you are only doing research based on secondary data, if all the people are doing that, there is no one to generate primary data, so that will be a problem, right? So I believe, personally, to write a review article, you should be a huge expert in that area. You must have done a lot of work in that area. And then you have an overall idea what is happening in the world in that area, and have a good idea, then write a research article, rather than, start your career, these young researchers, with a research review article. Anyway, that's my personal view for a research culture. And have you seen, our senior academics know, have you seen the things that have changed over the time? When you look at the expectations of young academics, say in a rich research culture, what do they do as young academics? The number one aim is to do a PhD, right? I must do a PhD. That is when a person with a first degree is recruited to the university as a junior lecturer. The first thing is, big aim is, I must do a PhD, and I must publish some papers, and I must do some innovations. Later, I can do some postdoctoral studies, and then I want to become an independent researcher, because all the graduate studies, PhDs, is like you cling to a rotating wheel and you are rotating anyway. You are good or bad, there is a big chance that you get a degree somehow, not always. But then after some time, the moment you start your own research by getting a grant, writing a research proposal, and that is where you become an independent researcher. So you have your own research group, and you are well known by your research area, and those are the dreams of a young researcher in a rich research culture. But have you seen things have changed? The expectations of a young academic in a poor research culture? Number one thing, they go after big guys, big administrators, to get a position, some position, okay? And started, collecting marks for the promotion, making friends with political bodies, right? Rather than focusing on your academic work, writing cheap newspaper articles, not much substance in there. It's all your personal ideas. So try to become a public figure without not much substance, okay? And we also have developed a culture to recognize them. So that is unfortunate, okay? And to recognize based on what they say like that, but not based on their academic achievements. So that culture is not a good research culture. So we all have to try to establish a genuine research culture in a university. So how can the UGC get involved in supporting a good research culture in a university? So there are so many things, and I also want your ideas. And I like to see researchers in the administration. That is one thing. I like to see researchers in the administration. So probably we can even change the University Act later to include certain things, or change the circulars as a temporary solution to get more active people to administration. So as you notice, sometimes the top positions sometimes don't go to the top achievers. So we have to change that system as well. So, so as the UGC, what we can do is, based on your ideas, and certain things that I already have initiated include simple things. First of all, I need a very good database of researchers in these areas. So for any position or anything, an appointment should be based on, there should be a considerable factor given to the research achievements. So I am collecting such data now, and I'm going through maybe your Google Scholar and so on as well. And we want to see what you have achieved, and then we can propose you to certain things based on your expertise rather than friendships or anything. So this culture should be there. So, and also there is a concept that some people believe that good researchers are not good administrators. I don't know what kind of research they have done to say that, but then who are the good administrators is the question, right? Who are not doing anything? So that is the question. And to me, if you conduct a lot of research, and that gives a very good experience for administration as well, because you start your research with a good research grant. So writing a research grant to convince someone to get money is a challenging thing, right? And then you have to maintain your research group and go after bursars and registrars to get your own money, to spend your own money. You have to go after people, right? So it is also a challenge. And then after getting results, and you have to convince other people, right? It's a lot of work, a lot of pressure. So that certainly gives some good experience for administration. So we cannot say researchers are not good administrators. And one other simple thing, I don't know, in this university system, are we teaching what we discover? Is probably not the thing. If we generate new knowledge, are we passing that generated knowledge to the students? And that is also a good feature of a good research culture. But the thing is, before you pass the knowledge that you generate, the knowledge should be validated. The good validation is good publications, right? And if people accept your knowledge, and also if they cite your publications a lot, and that becomes well-established knowledge, so you can take them to the classrooms as well. So it is not just knowledge transfer or the transfer of knowledge that was generated by others, but the knowledge that you generated can also be transferred to the students. So that will be a beautiful thing to do, right? The professor is teaching what the professor, him or herself, has discovered to the students. So those things will be exciting things that we want to see in a rich university research culture. And it is not familiar to you all, but it is very familiar in other subjects such as humanities and arts, that you write a book. That is what you do. You do some research and then write a book. But the problem is, then there is no knowledge validation. So there is no validation step. You do research, you collect data, you talk to people, you gather evidence, you write a book. Then there is not much trust in those findings. So that could be you have avoided certain steps of knowledge validation, and then if it becomes a textbook, I don't know what happens. It could be not very good for a good research culture. So those are certain things that we can think of. Finally, we have to get students involved in the research culture. This is, you teach engineering and other subjects, highly scientific subjects. One thing, maybe I have not noticed anything in your system, it is very new to me, but I notice in university system now is that we are teaching too much. Don't you think so? The thing is, we try to teach everything we know. We totally forget these are first degrees. Our undergraduates, those are first degrees. And what happens is, we are going to overload the students with notes and notes and notes. And to make the matters worse, now we have PowerPoint presentations, right? Remember our age, our senior academics know, our professor comes to the classroom, writes something on the board, and we copy it down, right? And we note down whatever he or she mentions, and those diagrams are not very sophisticated, but we get the basic idea, right? And we are happy, we study. If there is something missing, we check the books, and we graduated, we are fine. But now the situation has changed. What happens? This time that they spend to write on the board is totally eliminated, right? Instead, we are trying to put more and more notes in printed form to the students. Very sophisticated, complicated diagrams, and directly cut and paste book chapters on the presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Lot of notes for, say, 2-hour exam can be 500 pages of slides. So what happens then? What happens then? You know, but our examination system, I don't know at Moratuwa, is still hundreds of years old, and that is end of the semester or end of the year, closed book examination. But our teaching system, we have, from that chalk talk of our professor, has evolved to a set of big bunch of notes, of course. So our teaching is modern, but our evaluation is very old, and we blindly assume that human brain for last 10 years has developed its capacity by 2-3 times. It doesn't happen. Finally, what happens is half of the student gets trauma, and some people might pass the exams, and even those are not creators. or those not creative people, not good inventors to the nation, not good researchers, because we don't give time for them to think. We give only time to memorize and pass the exam. So they are not studying to learn. They are studying to pass the exam. So this should be changed, because we need our students to think, to be creative, to be inventive. So for that, we need a lot of guidance. After all, we generate a lot of new knowledge, but the real practical component of that knowledge is a very small percentage. Unfortunately, it is like that, right? So, rather than pouring more and more, piling up more and more of that, it's better give some time for students to be innovative and make discoveries of certain other interesting innovations. So, and we need that to develop a good research culture. So as I mentioned, so all those parts, students, teachers, young researchers, they all have a role to play. So that is all I want to mention here, but I like any of your ideas for at least few minutes, because I am genuinely interested in improving the research culture in the university system, and I like the ideas of our senior and experienced academics. Thank you. Any comments or any? Okay, so we'll have a then discussion at tea or something, right?
Thank you, sir, for that detailed, rich speech on research, covering all the research culture, research ethics, and everything about research, do's and don'ts. It was very useful as the novice researchers for us. And I'm pretty sure for everyone in the audience also, it was very enlightening and eye-opening speech where you have tremendous things and a lot of things to take notes on. Okay, so we have a question to Professor.
Yeah, actually, in Morato also, we have seen like individually we are doing research, but in the problem side, to solve a complete problem, we need different areas. Therefore, collaborations are required. Therefore, that is one area we are trying to promote, collaborating different departments, different faculties towards solving problems. But sometimes from the University of Morato, there may not be some relevant other side of required collaboration. It may be other government institution or other university from the UGC level to have more collaborative research culture. What can you propose from your side? Please.
That is very important, and this multidisciplinary approach, you know, yes, we are publishing a lot of papers, but how many Nature articles we have, how many top H-index over 20 articles we have, and for that you need multidisciplinary research. And we have, say, for example, medical faculties, science faculties, engineering faculties, but we have never made a vaccine. We have never developed a diagnostic kit. And why? You need multidisciplinary approach for any innovation. So I know at Kelani I started as the chairman of Research Council, multidisciplinary research grant. So you cannot get it by one area. So faculties should combine. Yes, in future, yes, that should be something that we have to focus and providing or giving priorities to multidisciplinary approach of research. Yes.
Sir, thank you very much for the answer. One more question. Like there are some researchers, maybe they have been working on some idea or development for 5 to 10 years. Sometimes recent past, maybe they may have tried to solve some problems, and maybe you are aware about the current socio-economic or dynamics within the Sri Lankan culture, sometimes they have failed in solving that problem due to various other, but they may have their all developed solutions in their hand. From the UGC level, is there any process to facilitate them to give their service to the nation? But sometimes they are now demotivated due to their failures.
So failures in, due to lack of facilities or?
No, sir. As an example, there were some ongoing, how to measure ongoing vehicles' weight. There were some project done, but they tried to implement, but the later some authorities, they have imported foreign solution and they have stopped it. Sort of scenarios.
Okay. That is something that you do research for a certain project of national interest and it doesn't go further, right?
Yeah. Then how to go ahead with
let's see what we can do at UGC, and I'm already trying to get some grants and for certain things. And first of all, I'm going to talk to our vice chancellors and so on to collect some ideas, and then we have to deal with the higher authorities as well for this purpose. Yeah, let's see what we can do. And at the same time, one thing I noticed, I don't know if you have the same problem, that we write grants and get a lot of equipment and so on, but we don't have a system to maintain them. And then let's say you get a grant and after 3 years or 4 years, your grant is over, the machine is there. It's like you don't have money to service your car. So then you leave it there, the things, and the granting body will not give money for services and also maintenance and or spare parts. And I know NSF is giving small money for spare parts, but one thing I notice is that the university system has a lot of equipment and so on, but half of them are not working because they don't have money to repair them. And rather than buying new machines, and I think we have to focus on getting some grants for, so I talked to our UGC financial people and we want to introduce some grants for equipment maintenance, and that is also very important. Your aspect is well taken and I will see what we can do.
Thank you, Mansa. It would be. And the final question, normally when you take 100 of academic staff, maybe some people think that we can only do teaching and continue. And some people think that if you do research, what we will get as written. Why we do research? The typical question.
See, this is where we have to change the research culture, where researchers are promoted and recognized in all aspects in the university. As I told you, why young researchers go after some people and try to get a position rather than establishing themselves as researchers or scholars, because they are, at least at the university system, we can make a change. That is what we want to do. We cannot change the whole country, I don't know, but we can change the university system.
Yeah, I think there is some appreciation system, like research tier thing.
Yeah, that thing is, that was there, and I know certain people didn't want to introduce it. But if I don't know. What I did was, at Kelaniya we gave all the, according to that circular, right? All the, 4-star, 4, and all those were given to the academics so that it is well documented. And we were having some discussions to select people for certain things based on that, but if you have not done so far, you can do that at Moratuwa, so that there is a record, so we can approach it and okay, this is tier 4 professor or 4, so that is a nice thing to do. But the aim at that time was to do a lot of things, but I think the unions didn't want to recognize it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Do we have any more questions to our senior professor? Yes, there is one from Professor Halvatur.
Especially with the foreign universities now, all the applications should go to the UGC and to the ministry. It's really delaying the process, and I think we all know the situation. So I kind of request you to reconsider the fact and give the authority back to the university councils at least to get the permission for these MPs.
And actually, it is. I am more than willing to give authority to the university. It's not me who is holding it, but it goes to the Defense Ministry and many other places after UGC. And when it comes to UGC, we quickly send it to those people. And we talk about it in the morning with your Vice Chancellor as well. So anyway, UGC is going to introduce a certain platform for this application so that quickly it can be processed, and at least we know where it is and what is happening, who is sitting on that, and so on. So we'll introduce it very soon. That's all we can do. But many times I have mentioned this, and people don't want to, it's not, people don't want to attract to these universities and collaborate in research projects if we have a certain bottleneck like that. I perfectly understand that. I'm trying my best to give a solution to that. Yes.
Publications are indexed. Very few publications are in Q1, Q2 category. Being University of Moratuwa, we are very proud we have a Q1 journal by university itself. So my kind request is to consider the status of publication, increasing the quality of local publication, because when we consider Sri Lanka journals online, majority of the publications are done by university system. For example, more than 65 publications by university. Okay. So please try a mechanism to increase the quality, to make them indexed in reputed indexes, as well as to go for quartile ranking. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Actually, for a university, the biggest issue we have is that we have to do everything to get some people to publish at least papers, number one, before indexing. And this has been a big issue in some subject areas. And they don't have this culture of publishing. And what they do is they are writing books, as I told you. So, yes, and also universities can establish certain systems to reward those researchers who are publishing in Q1 and Q2 journals. I don't know how practical it is. We can try, and the problem is, I don't know if people oppose, even in the promotion schemes, and there can be, I know I introduced it to the Institute of Chemistry, that we give, say, 2 marks or 3 marks to a publication, but it is multiplied by a certain factor based on the impact factor of the journal or ranking of that journal. So that if a paper gets basically 3 marks, but it will be multiplied based on the impact factor. I don't know if we introduce something to the marking scheme, but we are promoting only one group of people, not the people in the social sciences and humanities. And they are the ones who are publishing only in local journals. The thing is, it's the responsibility of universities, which is relatively ignored, and I think their strategic plan each and every faculty should have this research plan, and then we have to monitor how they achieve their milestones, and that is the whole idea of the strategic plan. But But what happens usually is it becomes a beautiful document, and which we don't follow. But if each and every faculty has a strategic plan to improve this and recognize these high-ranking journals and to improve that culture and reward those, that will be a very good starting point. From the part of UGC, we can consider it only for promotions, but I don't know how. Now we have the existing circular, promotion circular, and there came a new one, and we are still holding it, and we want to study it further. Yeah, so that is the only way we can go through, rewarding those who publish with some higher marks for such papers. And improving such research culture at the university level is up to the universities, and they can do a lot. You don't have a big challenge because people are all from these areas, or basically science-based areas, but for other areas, it is, the culture is very different, and we have to make changes to that culture. Anyway.
I believe Dr. Gamage has a question. So after that question, we have to close the Q&A session for the keynote speech. We might be able to continue it after the tea break. Sir, you may go on with your question.
At UGC level, at your purview, now you mentioned the academics' role is teaching and research. I guess we are more doing administration as academic. As for a lot of manual work in the university system, I think you recognize that being an academic. I have learned from you at Kelaniya for the teacher training, and you were one of my teachers. And we see a daily basis and semester basis, we do to fill a lot of forms. Now, manual forms have become Word forms and PDF version, but it's not automation. As the UGC has identified this kind of issue to fully kind of a proper automation of these admin tasks so that academics will save some time.
We discussed in the morning with Professor Gunawardana, and he's given me a lot of ideas, and actually I need his help to. We are going to develop a certain proposal to digitize those things and administrative procedures, and we were talking about it, and that will be a part of our future head proposals. We want to do it, and you know, increasing the number of people in the staff. I mean, this is not the academic staff, but the other staff will not always improve the efficiency. We have to say we have 5 people and things are slow. If we give 10 people, no, it will not happen. We have to think in a different way. So in that case, we are focusing on that, yes. And this digitization is not only for efficiency, but for transparency. So we are going to start something like writing a proposal now, and we need the help of Moratua for that purpose. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I think this serious concern that I thought that it should be discussed in this kind of a large gathering in front of you. It's about that we talk about that when we are talking about the promoting research culture and that you talk about the ethical side as well. The biggest concern that we are facing as young researchers is getting the access to the available knowledge. It means getting access to databases, journals. We don't have actually access that most of the time, very less opportunities. So most of the time what we do actually, we use unethical ways. Like let's say that if I did my research in UK, I use same password and username to getting access to the journals. Most of the researchers use sometimes their friends, such kind of things. Otherwise we have only very basic stuff. So in that sense, rather than a question, my proposal is at least, the biggest issue is I think the funds. So they are that if we can have some sort of a national level scheme or that getting the leadership from the UGC and doing those purchases and making that availability to us, it would be very, very much important. Then we can go with some sort of very comprehensive knowledge.
I understand your question, and currently UGC is contributing to Emerald and one more database. That's all we have. And Tyler and France is very expensive, and we cannot afford to have it. And we were at the commission, we were talking about getting more and more databases for researchers. The thing is, for us, the UGC doesn't have money, but UGC wants to get money for those things. And we are trying to do that, and we selected some databases as well, but we want to check prices and how include in our budget and to get it from the treasury. I don't know how successful it is going to be, but I don't know if all the universities can come up with a certain common contribution to all the databases. That will also be very useful, and we can talk about at CVCD or somewhere where the universities with some funds can contribute a little bit, so that the total will go to all the universities and how it is going to be benefited. Other than that, yes, we included that in our budget, but I don't know if we are going to get it or not. But currently we have 2 databases contributing. Poor country.
Right. With that, I think we should end the Q&A session. I'm very sorry for being the villain of your research story and not taking time to giving you time to ask the questions. But with the limited time, we have to move on with the rest of the schedules of the day. After the Q&A session, now I would like to invite Professor Niranjan Gunawardena, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Moratuwa, accompanied by Professor Ruwan Gopura, the Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies, to present the token of appreciation to our senior professor, Professor Kapila Seneviratne. So first token of appreciation would be handing over the Research Digest. The Research Digest is a demonstration of postgraduate and staff research and development conducts in year 2024. Most importantly, it is an illustration of the impactful contribution that we provide to our nation with multidisciplinary collaboration. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our team behind this incredible piece of work. I invite Professor Virajini Karunaratne as well as Dr. Jayani Sudusingh also to the stage, who are the people behind this incredible piece of work. Let's acknowledge their contribution. So in the meantime, our organizing committee will present copies of the Research Digest to our distinguished invitees too. Professor, thank you for sharing your wisdom and insights with us today. So there is another small token of appreciation. This is a small plant which is donated by Turu, a living symbol of growth and inspiration, just like the impact of your words. So please accept our gratitude. Sir, please remain on stage for another token of appreciation. So this is a compiled book of research performance of the University of Moratuwa. So this book consists of 30 posters prepared to showcase the key highlights of the University of Moratuwa researchers. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, research is a critical aspect for the academics. But researching has become a life-changing aspect for the ones who have tasted its essence. Success Stories is a key segment in Research Week showing the impact of researching on the academia and practitioners. So let's witness the selected success stories of the Research Week 2024.
For a university professor, research excellence is central for career advancement, but also it enables the researcher to excel by providing research contributions to academia, industry, and the society. That is my success story. When I started as an assistant professor at the University of Calgary, I rose up all the way to a full professor and a Canada Research Chair in Project Management Systems by going through the fundamentals of research excellence to provide contributions to academia, industry, and society. I started my research experience as an undergraduate student in quantity surveying at the University of Moratuwa in early 90s. Then my research career started when I worked as a lecturer in the Department of Building Economics at the University of Moratuwa from 1992 to 1995. I picked a niche area in construction engineering and management to focus on my research: construction productivity improvement and construction automation. It's important to develop a research program by raising research dollars from number of sources, and also to recruit talented graduate students and postdocs into your research program. I was happy that I managed to do both of them by not only raising research dollars from industry and taking those research dollars into government and doubling that research income to support the research program. We work with a number of construction contractors and engineering organizations in Canada. The pinnacle of my research success was when the university nominated me for a Canada Research Chair in Project Management Systems in 2007 when I was an associate professor. That enabled me to enlarge and expand my research program and to make it a more broader construction engineering and management research program that included areas such as risk management, simulation and modeling, sustainability, construction automation, and of course, construction productivity improvement. Through my research program, we produced over 30 best practices and tools, what we call the productivity toolbox, including a product like iBooth that we commercialized in 2012 that enabled many of the construction sites in Canada and United States to use them for instant communication and data transfer purposes. We as a research team, my research students, postdoc, and myself published over 200 research and technical articles. The main success behind this research program is the recognition that we received from a number of sources, including awards, recognitions, and accolades that we received for making an impact to the construction industry in Canada. The research program also produced many graduates, both at the master's and the doctoral level. And some of those graduates are now working as professors and lecturers in many countries, including Canada, Sri Lanka, Germany, and the United States. Of course, the impact is beyond Canada. Through academic contributions, publications worldwide, and also the impact that had extended beyond Canada to other countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a good round of applause to our successful personalities. Now we will see some exciting videos from UOM student and research programs. For this year, there were 162 participants representing 9 schools all around the island. So the introductory workshop was held on the 11th November 2024. So the videos that you guys are going to see were recorded on that day at our university premises. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the genuine expressions of our youngsters.
ඉතින් අපි මහියංගනය ඔරුපැදිය ජාතික පාසලේ ඉඳන් තමයි මේ මොරටු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපිට ලොකු අවස්ථාවක් වුණා මේ මොරටු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය විසින් සංවිධානය කළ තියෙන ස්ටුඩන්ට් රිසර්ච් කියන වැඩසටහන. ඉතින් අපි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්න ආසාවෙ හිටියට ඉතින් රිසර්ච් එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? ඒකෙන් වෙන්නේ මොකක්ද? අපිට අනාගතේ ඒ වැඩි දියුණු කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා දැනගන්න ඉතින් මේ වැඩසටහන අපිට ප්‍රයෝගී වෙනවා. ඉතින් එයාලා අපිට එන්නත් ගොඩක් පහසුකම් සලසා දීලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපිට ලොකු අවස්ථාවක් ඉතින් මේක අපිට ඉතින් කියා ගන්න බැරි සතුටක්. ඉතින් මොරටුව විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයටම එන්න ලැබිච්ච එක නම් මට ඉතින් අපිටත් ඉතින් කියා ගන්න බැරි සතුටක්. ඉතින් ඉදිරියටත් ඉතින් මේ වැඩසටහනෙන් උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන අරන් හොඳ රිසර්ච් එකක් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
I think they deserve it. Let's give a good round of applause to our youngsters too. So with that, we conclude the opening ceremony of the Research Week 2024. So let's have a short break of 10 minutes and let's resume for the next session, which is the research methods session. So the refreshments are served outside. You all can collect them. Thank you.